Welcome back. Strategic Admissions Advice, Best Colleges List. I am beginning today with Georgetown University. Many moons ago, I worked at Georgetown as an admissions officer and always have a great appreciation for the university. I think it offers tremendous resources, also using Washington, D.C. as a resource. But as always, I want to make sure that you, as a family, parent, student, understand what Georgetown is from an academic standpoint, activities, what students do in and around campus, the admissions requirements, and then the acceptance rates. And I know the acceptance rate is staring at you and says 13%, but let's not focus on that quite yet. Let's think about the academic programs. The academic programs, again, Georgetown has it all. I mean, we're talking four schools, undergraduate schools: School of Business, College of Art and Sciences, School of Foreign Service, School of Nursing. So within those four schools, tremendous opportunities for schools. And within the college, there's something called the Faculty of Language and Linguistics, which is even a more in-depth piece of the college where they study Romance languages and Chinese. And it's a very great program that I oftentimes refer students to if they've excelled in foreign language, because I do think it is a tremendous way not just to get into the school, but to be somewhere where you can study foreign language and maybe take classes at School of Foreign Service, within the college, whatever it may be. But the academic profile, you see, look at that. Talking about Arabic, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish. Again, great program in foreign language, as well as international relations, which we had discussed earlier, given the fact that they have tremendous resources right there in Washington, D.C., right? A lot of government majors, things of that nature. How can I, this is the FIS guide. Remember, if you were a student many moons ago, as I was, we had one of these on our coffee table. And here is the guide now digitally, where it gives us a lot of information about Georgetown and how it uses DC as a backdrop as part of the educational experience. So overlap schools of Chicago, Duke, NYU, and Penn. We don't got to focus on that right now. But I do want you to know that having DC, particularly the neighborhood of Georgetown, really adds an interesting element for students 18 to 22. Gives them a lot of autonomy within the Metro DC area. But Georgetown itself is kind of tucked away in the corner of Georgetown neighborhood, and very safe, but also very suburban almost within the city. So I think it's a nice little duality that they have. So from the academic standpoint, rich resources. From an activity standpoint, I think DC, similar to Boston, New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, are great places to be a young adult, because you get to experience things just outside of campus if that's what your kid is into. I'm not going to look at the essays, but I'm going to talk about the admissions requirements. Georgetown is a very selective school. I'm going to talk about the admissions acceptance rates. That's right. How many women apply versus men. Regular decision. They also have early action. If you apply early action, you cannot apply early decision anywhere else. They have very strict stipulations about that. The information about their standardized testing is here as well, for terms of the composite, the middle 50th percentile of the ACT and the SAT. Other admissions policies that can be considered in the process. Graduation and retention rates are excellent. Always, a school of this caliber will have that. And I always want students' families to review the common data set, okay? The common data set gives you rich data on each school that you may be considering and how they navigate everything from admission to enrollment. And I want you to at least not just know that it exists, but spend some time learning about the numbers. How much financial aid do they offer if that's something that you may be seeking? How many non-residents or international students may be there? The common data set is a wealth of information that, again, I think too often parents, we overlook. You want to know what the numbers are that you're buying into. So having the common data set, which every college is required to produce, is very helpful, okay? Georgetown, again, if we go to their website, actually I'm looking on this a day that the school is closed because of a snowstorm, but always go to websites to learn about the academic life, learn about the campus in the city in terms of the activities. And then there's always admission and financial aid to talk about the admissions requirements and the acceptance rates, and of course, financial aid. So please, please, please go to websites to visit schools virtually, learning about their academic life, their school, as I mentioned earlier, arts and sciences. There's graduate programs. There's, on the left-hand side, I'm looking over here, public policy. I think that's graduate school, but there's McDonough School of Business has an undergraduate program, School of Nursing, again, Walsh School of Foreign Service. Georgetown has all the academic resources that you may want to consider, and I really want you to understand that, they are a school that I worked at and I'm a big fan of, and because I live in DC, I'm very familiar with, and I want students and parents to learn not just about their acceptance rates and their cost, their deadlines, but I do want people to look at the common data set. I do think it's a good way to get familiar with some of the numbers that may be affecting the school. So again, as always, if the school that you want us to kind of evaluate for you, that you want us to go over some information and share with you, share our opinion, please hit us up in the DMs. And I think this is helpful. All right. So again, our best colleges list is here to serve you, to be a foundation for your college search and application and admission process. So please reach out to Strategic Admissions Advice and come back to our page if you want more information. Thank you very, very much.